What's up, watch people? Tony here, Tony's Timepiece Review, and today is a Q&A of one of my viewers. I don't know if he's a subscriber, but one of my viewers, and just a quick oh my god, dude, can't talk, wristwatch check. Wearing my Tudor Black Bay 58 blue, and this one is actually really awesome, keeping excellent time, and it's not broken, which is the most important thing. So right on. Thank you again, Bindi Jewelers. So this question I have comes from Omega R4Y, and I'm just going to paraphrase his question. He's asking me, would I purchase spend the ridiculous premium on the Rolex on the gray market for a sport model, or probably any other watch that's on the gray market, and the ridiculous premiums? No, I wouldn't. I don't think Rolex is worth all that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Rolex. I mean, I'm a Rolex fan, but for one, I'm not a huge sports model fan. I'm not into these watches because you can't get them. I've been into watches for a very long time, and I'm super partial to Datejusts and Oyster Perpetuals. Simple as that. So, having said that, on my 39 millimeter Oyster Perpetual, did I pay a premium on it? I don't know, because I'll tell you what I paid for it. I paid $7,000 for it. A watch that retailed at $5,900, but the watch is discontinued. So the markup on that watch and the premium on that watch, is it a premium? That's just the market price. So I don't foresee those dropping. They may continue to go up, but I don't see them dropping. So, so did I pay over retail on it? Yes, I did, but it's a watch that's discontinued. Would I pay on a, like an OP 41, some of these 12, 13, 14 and up $1,000 prices? No, I would not. I like the Submariners. In fact, just a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago maybe, where I bought my Rolex that I have now, my OP, I went into his shop and he had a Submariner, and I could have got it for $12,000, mint condition, $12,000 sub, and I didn't take it. So no, and that was a good price for it, actually, but on the gray market, man, those prices are just ridiculous. When you're paying $80,000 for a Daytona or something like that, that's just, it just boggles my mind. It's just for people who really want to flex what they have. I got the money, I'll do it. And if you have like the funds to do it and it just doesn't matter to you, then why not? It's just me, I don't fall into that trap. There's a lot of hype on all of that too, because the YouTube channels with all these gray market guys that are just rolling around, these 30-year-old guys in their Lamborghinis, and just, you can keep all that shit. I don't give a fuck. Pardon my language. Can I say shit? So as far as the Submariners, I do like the subs. However, I'm more partial to like the 5112 and the 5113, 5112, 5113 from the late 60s to early 70s. However, with vintage Rolex like that, if I had one, I probably wouldn't wear it. My neighbor actually has one, and it's a beautiful watch. He just had it serviced, and it's beautiful. But I couldn't wear it as an everyday watch. I'd just keep it, and I would just probably never wear it, So that's the good thing about the Black Bay 58. It's got that vintage sort of homage to those older subs. And the cool thing is, it's a new watch, so it has just all the modern sort of aspects to it, as far as the movement and the construction, 200 meters water resistant, and you can wear that as a beater, and I don't have a problem wearing this at $4,000 as opposed to buying a sub, that's $20,000, $30,000 for a 5112 or a 5113. Daytonas I don't care about. If there was no shortage on Rolex whatsoever, and you could walk into any AD and buy a watch, and there was a plethora of anything you want, subs, Daytonas, anything, and I was looking for a chronograph, I would bar none go for a Zenith El Primero any day over a Rolex Daytona. In case you don't know, Rolex did use the Zenith El Primero in their watches, and I'm gonna say probably up until about 1990. I may be wrong, or 1980. I'm maybe off a decade, but I'm thinking it's like 1990 or 91, something like that. So Zenith, bar none, I just think is just the history with them and what they make is, I think the El Primero is probably one of the best movements in the entire watch industry. Unfortunately, they go under the radar with all the hype with the Rolex and the APs and the Richard Milles and all that stuff, man. So you want to buy into that, buy into it. And if you do like those watches because you like them, then that's cool. You know what I mean? But if you're watching videos and you're buying into that hype, then that's, whatever. So again, I'm partial to Rolex Oysters and Datejust and the date with a presidential bracelet. I used to love those. I've had most of the Rolexes. Yacht Masters, I've had those. I've had a Daytona in the past, But, and I'm not really into buying and selling watches to make that money. So therefore, I could have bought that Submariner a couple weeks ago for 12 grand, hung on to it and probably flipped it for higher, but that's not my game. I don't sell watches. I just give my honest opinion on what I have and what I like. And if you like it, cool. If you don't like it, cool. So I don't have anything to gain from it. I don't have a watch store. I'm not trying to sling watches. I'm not playing under the radar like, oh yeah, oh by the way, we're not in my fucking store. I have, 3 Daytonas. It's the best watch on the market. Dude, you're selling. Okay. Anyway, enough about that. Second question that Omega R4Y had was, do you think that you could go into an AD with no previous buying experience and purchase a Submariner? My answer is I really don't know. I would say it's not impossible. I would say it's improbable. Also depends where you live, what part of the world you're in. You know what I mean? If you go to Beverly Hills, it's never gonna happen, man. I called Geary's in Beverly Hills to try to get an OP because I couldn't get one from Bindi, and they shut me down real quick, and that was for an OP. Bindi, I have a pretty big buying history with them, and I'm still on a waiting list just for an OP. So, beer. As far as getting a sub, you'd probably be on a list. For one, you'd have to go in there and you'd have to kind of make friends with the AD rep, and for the most part, which is fine. They might be nice to you and talk to you, but if you go in there and kind of bug them and you haven't bought anything, they don't want to see you. They just like, unless you're going to buy something, dude, get out of my store, You've got a better chance of buying something, even if it's something way less expensive. If you have some kind of history with them with something, then you've got a better chance at it. But walking in and just saying, hey, can I get on the list for a Submariner? They'll go, yeah, see you later. And you're out. So that's probably the only way I can answer that, without, again, I don't know. That's a tough one, so, but I wish you the best on trying to get whatever you're looking for, No one should have to pay that ridiculous, premiums on these watches, but here we are. So on that note, I will say goodnight. My cat Uku will say hello and goodnight, and another sip of beer. Remember, wear a watch because you love it, not because of what it is. It could be a freaking Timex. If you rock it, you rock it. It doesn't have to be a Rolex. So on that note, have a great night. Thanks.